Hey guys, Casey here with Lions Den Investments and Reviews. You're tuning into another episode here where I'm going to be talking about Bitcoin, the crypto market as an investment, and where I think it's going to be going here over the next couple months. And right now I've got a chart here that I'm showing you, and this is Bitcoin on the weekly chart. And what I want to point out is what they call a divergence. Okay, these two blue lines that I have pointed out here. There's one on the RSI and the actual chart itself. Now you can see they're diverging from each other. Now you might be asking, what is divergence, right? Well, divergence is when you get something like this on a chart. And you can see it's going lower here and it's going higher right up in here, right? Well, that's kind of what we've got going right now with Bitcoin on the weekly chart. Same thing, same scenario. It's going down and up there. What happens afterwards? Well, look at the chart here on this example. We go higher, okay, and then we start to drop. Um, don't pay attention to all this right in here because it's just an example. But basically, you would, in this example, you would have got in right in here, and the price would have went up, and you would have made yourself a nice little profit. So that basically points out, something that I observed on the weekly chart here, and I think what we're going to end up doing, we've contracted from upwards of around 12,000, and a lot of people were wondering if we were going to fall lower on Bitcoin, which would take us down to a support level that I have drawn in here around like 7,800. So a lot of people were wondering if we are going to break this support up here at 9,900, and it looks like we're starting to stabilize now. But I'm seeing this divergence signal, okay, from the RSI on the actual price of Bitcoin on the chart there, and I think we're going higher. This divergence signal here is usually, I mean, it's usually spot on. If you go back and look at any other divergence charts, you're going to find that the price pretty much 100% of the time always goes up when you've got something like this. So I'm going to go ahead and make a call here that Bitcoin is going to be going up. It may not go up right away, but here over the next few days, you're going to see it rebound, and we'll take another move higher to create a higher high, somewhere up in here. Let's see if I can draw that out. Somewhere like up in here, and then, of course, we'll probably retrace again on the weekly, bring us back down, but we'll start that. We'll continue that uptrend higher, because in my previous videos I kept telling you that right now with the blockchain and cryptos, guys, we're in a bull rally. Okay, it never ended. So just because the price dropped like it did, like you've seen over the last week, doesn't mean that we're necessarily done or finished with this bull run. So with that said, what do you do as an investor when it comes to you know switching your money over, say from like the stock market, which I think, again, if you've watched some of my previous videos, I talk about. I think it's coming down. I'll leave a link at the top of the screen here that you can click on, and that will take you over to the video where I showed you the Dow Jones and where I think that's headed. But what do you do when you've got money and assets tied up in, say, U.S. equities, and you want to hedge or protect that, and make some money while the markets are coming down? A good example is Bitcoin. So with that being said, how do you get into cryptos? Okay, a lot of people are new to cryptos. They don't know where to go. I'm going to point out an exchange here that you can go to if you're new to getting into the blockchain space, and this is your first time, actually looking at cryptos. What you'd want to do is go to Coinbase.com. Okay, now this is probably the world's leading exchange right now when it comes to people who've got like U.S. dollars they want to get tied into blockchain and start buying up some cryptos. This is a great site to go to. All you have to do is sign up. Now, you're going to have to link a bank account, okay? and you're going to have to go through the verification of your identity. So that might take a couple days, but once you've got it set up, you've got a portal there, a great exchange where you can go in and you can start buying up some of these tokens and actually owning some of the blockchain technology projects and assets that are there in this market, this market space for cryptos. Now, one thing I'm going to tell you though, when you get involved with Coinbase, if you're just using Coinbase.com, like you see up here, the fees that are associated with each trade or buy and sell directly from Coinbase.com, they're fairly high. Okay, so if you want to reduce the amount that you're going to pay in fees to buy up some of these cryptos, I wouldn't recommend going through Coinbase.com. Basically, what you want to do is just set up your Coinbase.com account first. Then what you're going to do is go over here to Coinbase. It's actually pro.coinbase.com right there, like you see in the highlighted section that I just highlighted on the browser. That's where you're going to want to go. Now, this is part of Coinbase.com, okay? Essentially, I think what happens, I can't remember. I'll have to go do some research on it. But if you create your account here, you sign in, it's going to link your pro.coinbase account directly to Coinbase.com, okay? So what you can do is take the money and just do a deposit, or it should probably show up in here if you're using Coinbase.com. But once it's linked, you just if the money's in Coinbase.com, okay, all you're going to do is move it over here to the pro.coinbase.com. The reason why I'm telling you to do this is because the fees that are associated with buying these cryptos, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, they are far less than what they are on Coinbase.com if you just simply use pro.coinbase.com. Okay, so that's really all I had for this video today. I just wanted to show you the chart there on Bitcoin. I noticed on the weekly we had a divergence, which signals, that signals to me that we're still in a bull run. We're going to go higher, much higher, and let you know that if you're new and you're watching this for the first time, and let's say you want to get your hands on some cryptos, get into that blockchain space, start investing in some of these projects, this is a great way to get started. There's far more, as far as exchanges that you can go to get into what they call the altcoins, which would be like your Ethereum, Litecoin, stuff like that. But I just wanted to show you, a great way to just get started, okay? Because that's half the battle with most people that I talk to. They don't understand the technology. They don't understand how to get into it. But again, it just basically comes down to you got to execute, you got to take action, and stop talking about it. So with that said, guys, subscribe to the channel if you like what you're seeing in the videos. I'll be shooting another video here probably either tomorrow or going into the weekend, and we'll talk about some other stuff like with altcoins. I also want to touch on some stuff when it comes to being an investor versus being a trader, and why I think, honestly, if you're somebody who's not like a professional day trader, you should probably focus on stuff like long-term investing, and I'll go into that in a later video. But with that said, you guys have a great day. Again, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. That would definitely help me out with the YouTube algorithm, and I will talk to you guys later. All right.